Did you ever think what it is that is the most powerful instrument of enforced conformity? I've thought about it a lot, and I think what it really is fear of disapprobation. The act, I suppose it's fear of being disapproved of. Actually, in times gone by, the force of conformity was usually imposed by violence of one form or another, and even today the criminal law is an instrument of violence done by the state against an individual's freedom by a legal process. And a lot of people fear that, but they really fear it not so much because of the immediate consequence, for example, jail or even fines. They fear it because of the disapproval of others in society. And generally, I suppose that could be a good thing. We don't want to be seen as a thief or a liar or a rapist because others will disapprove. And that's a group mentality that is used to reaffirm the moral values of a society. But the use of disapprobation today is far more insidious and likely to create conformity in the worst possible way. That's why political parties exist. That's why people are afraid of standing out in a crowd and holding an opinion that others don't hold, and quite often the truthful or right opinion that others don't hold, because everyone's following everyone else. The mindless sheep mentality of the, 20th and 21st century is the result of fear of disapproval. What I think about this in regard to the whole subject of human rights legislation and the concept of tolerance, and tolerance of everything being more important than virtue in anything, I think this has come to create in society an attitude of fear. Fear of what others might think rather than what the truth might be. And we find this in regard to many controversial topics, from race relations or race itself, a taboo topic that has caused great fear and anxiety for anyone who wants to speak about it, and a label. And sometimes Zionism and the subject of the State of Israel has had similar fear of disapprobation instituted as a weapon of conformity. And this, in regard to the Galloway case, is effectively what happened. Galloway was prohibited from Canada not for fear of anything he might do or anything in fact that he might cause in the way of terrorism, but because the government itself, and particularly Minister of Immigration, I guess it is, Jason Kenney, was afraid of disapproval by a particular group. And this, of course, is the weapon of conformity being used to eliminate free speech and to be capable of eliminating thought itself. This, in essence, is the danger that we live in, where the important things that are being discussed in the major media are all controlled, and the individuals who are in effect trying to communicate new and original thinking, and sometimes have new evidence and thoughts and ideas on these subjects that are not readily available, are afraid to speak because of fear of disapproval. The great philosophers of all time and the great leaders of all time have been fearless of disapproval. Socrates was fearless of disapproval. I guess the ultimate person who was fearless of disapproval was Jesus Christ, who did not fear the disapproval of the Sadducees and Pharisees of his day, paid the ultimate penalty. But come to think of it, every great leader of all time has faced an uphill battle of disapproval and disapprobation along the way to victory, where they had to face persecution, the elimination and silencing of their views and opinions, and generally vilification of the kind that caused others to fear and disapprove of them. It is only by overcoming fear of disapprobation, overcoming fear of disapproval, that either truth can prevail or you and I as individuals can ever learn new thoughts and new ideas. Thank you.